repair.
Okay, good. We're all set. We're being recorded.
Okay. The elevator installation, repair, and maintenance working exam will now come to order. For the record, can you please state your name? I don't know how to do this. Start from left to right on the Zoom.
Paul Farnsworth, contractor member.
Peter Kaluzian, contractor member.
Todd Johnston, public member.
Thomas O'Reilly, contractor member.
John DeRosa.
Richard Hurlbert with Consumer Protection.
Janita Hamel, Consumer Protection.
Okay,
Pamela Brown, Consumer Protection.
was that it? I think so. Okay, I would like to add a few things to the agenda.
Did you accept the previous meetings?
Did you want to do the back
Well-
minutes from the previous meeting first or no?
I would like to amend the agenda first. if That's okay with everyone? New correspondence sent in by Richard, be under new business. Bill 6100. He had sent us that. Under old business, we drafted a letter. We have that completed now, and I emailed it to the members regarding consumer product safety that was sent to us. It was sent to the governor, and then the governor sent it to us for comment. Under new business, there is requested some apps from January 1st, 2021 for us to review, or we may decide on a subcommittee to review them. And spoke to us about that. Motion to amend the minutes. I'm sorry, the agenda.
So
I'll
moved.
make him,
Paul Farnsworth.
I'll second it. Todd Johnston.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 It's unanimous.
I think I have to abstain on that one. I don't think I was there.
I can't hear him.
He's saying that he might want to abstain, but just so that you know, we're voting to, you're voting to amend today's agenda. We didn't get to the minutes yet.
Oh, I thought there was a miss. Sorry, it was 7 pounds.
Okay, we'll review the minutes from the previous meeting. Anyone's ready, they can
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the previous meeting.
was there a second?
I can second that. Peter Kaluzian.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Unanimous?
Now I think I have to abstain.
Yeah, with one abstention. That would be Mr. Clayton.
Mr. Johnston, Mr. Chairman.
Oh,
No,
no,
that was Clayton.
Oh, it was, okay.
all right. Any comments and concerns by anyone present today?
We do have in attendance, Gil Leclerc was in as an attendee as they come in as public members. And this is when chairpersons usually address that, but I do not see him. I'll let you know if he comes back in, but he must have left the meeting.
Okay. Investigation report.
And so Pamela Brown and Janita Hamel are here. Janita will do the report.
Mr. Chairman, with your permission, for the period from February 28th, 2021 to April 30th of 2021, the department received one new elevator complaint that is being investigated, and no files were closed during that time.
Thank you.
And can I just ask a question? This doesn't reflect or tell us how many are open at this point, correct?
This is a new one that was received, and the reports, as every board asks me, they only see the time frame from when it's run. They
Right.
do not run a compiled summary from every 2 months to every 2 months to every 2 months from year to year. We have requested that our IT group work on that to get this reports to be able to do something like that. They tell us they're working on it. I have no timetable for when this will be done, if it can't be done, and when it will be done. The boards look for it, we ask for it, and then we wait. So that's all I can tell you is at some point in time, the reports will actually pull in everything. But for now, this is the only reports that I have to present to the boards.
Thank you. I just wanted to make sure I understood it.
Yes, no, that is correct. The reports will only pull in what is there at that time frame. They don't run a summary. And your board is not the only board, as I said. Every board, council, and commission that the investigations division, Pamela Brown, director, and myself as a supervisor and special investigator report to, asks for the same thing. And Director Brown and I bring that information back to our IT group. And all I can do is bring it there and they say, well, we're working on it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Janita.
You're welcome, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
if there would not be any other questions or need for me to stay present with your board at this time, I'm going to ask for permission to be dismissed because I have a group of interns that I'm going to be training in 15 minutes that I would like to pull together a little additional information for them if it's possible.
Oh, thank you so much for attending the meeting. We appreciate everything you do.
Well, Mr. Chairman and the board, I thank you much, and I wish you all a good 4th of July.
Thank
You
you.
too.
Thank you, Janita.
You're welcome.
Okay, now we're gonna go to old business. Residential stair lift technician's license. Subcommittee did not meet. And we did add on the agenda a letter that I believe I emailed everyone. If okay with it, I'll read it. This warning Consumer Product Safety Commission sent this to Governor Ned Lamont. So we'll send it to Governor Ned Lamont and also CC Tim Murphy and the Bureau of Elevators, because it's really their jurisdiction and they knew about this. They received that same letter, I believe. Dear Governor Lamont, Elevator Installation Repair Maintenance Work Examining Board has reviewed the correspondence dated August 6, 2019 from the United States Consumer Product and Safety Commission regarding possible hazards associated with excessive speed in residential elevator car door / gate and hoistway or hoistway door. The Elevator Installation Repair Maintenance Examining Board recommends Bureau of Elevators add an addendum reducing the current clearance of 125 millimeters, 5 inches to 100 millimeters to 4 inches. And I quoted their current code that the state of Connecticut follows, 5.3.1.7.2. In bold letters, it changes the 125 millimeters, 5 inches to 100 millimeter, 4 inches. And we could CC it to Bureau of Elevators, and it's in their hands. It's their jurisdiction. They can do a quick regulation change if they decide to. They were aware of this when we were. So if everyone likes this, we'll just send it to Karen, have her put it on letterhead and send it to the governor and CC it to Tim Murphy.
Richard, are you on, Richard? Is this going to be okay for myself to do on behalf of the department?
He's gone.
All right.
I see him, but he's on mute. There he is.
There you go. Are you doing this to say what? That the licensing board is in favor of the change?
Well, I know the Bureau of Elevators was given this the same time, Richard, right? But this was sent to us to comment on. And, you know, I knew the Bureau of Elevators had it, so I wasn't too crazy about rushing, but this is a little late. Basically, what this is saying is we're agreeing with the Consumer Protection Safety Commission. The issue is the 4-inch standard adequately addresses it, but our code right now, it's 5 inches. What we're suggesting is responding to the letter that they just do an addendum to it. So in this particular reference in the code, they would just do an addendum to change it to 4 inches, and that would close the gap to get rid of the hazard. Because basically what happens is smaller children can get in between the car and the hoistway, and then it runs, and then that's when these deaths happen. Some people have obviously been killed, and so.
And you want this letter to go to the Department of Administrative Services, Elevator Inspection Bureau?
Well, what's it? I mean, the governor sent us, this was sent to the governor, right, by a federal agency. So should we respond to the governor or just send it to the Bureau of Elevators?
Well, I would send it to the Bureau of Elevators since they're the ones upstairs that are going to be making the change. If the board wants to support the change.
So, any other board members? What do you think? Because we decided we wanted to do it. We could just send it to the Bureau of Elevators and keep the same instead of dear government, Governor Lamont. We can do, what's his name? Tim Murphy.
John, if I may, you said the governor received a copy of the initial letter?
Yeah. This letter I also attached a letter too to the email so you can read it. This was sent to Governor Lamont, dear Governor Lamont.
Right, so, my thought would be we send it to the elevator board or commission, and then we, maybe CC the governor to show that we're supporting this because he's aware of it. He's received that letter, so that would be my suggestion.
So you want to CC Governor Lamont?
All right, and if you go to Darren Hobbs, who currently is the acting state building official, and he oversees the elevator unit, inspection unit.
Okay, so where would we send it?
Well, it's Darren Hobbs is the deputy state building official because Joe Cassidy's retiring. So we send it to Darren Hobbs, and then you can CC the governor and CC that your contact there at this elevator inspection.
He's like the chief. I don't know what they call him now. That's so
Correct.
Who is that?
Timothy Murphy.
And he is,
And he's with the elevator inspection unit,
The Bureau of Elevators.
okay.
and that's upstairs, Karen. So
So, Richard, can I email you and Karen and then, and it's on a Word doc? You can change the heading from Governor Lamont, because now that's gonna go to your contact at DAS, and then just on the bottom, CC Governor Lamont and Tim Murphy.
yeah, so you have a draft letter, you're saying?
Yeah, we have a draft letter. But you wanted I was sending it to Ned Lamont. So I can have someone email that to you and Karen right now, and you
Yeah,
keep the
yeah.
top. And
Karen can
that's-
work on it, and then she can show it to me, and I'll just double check everything.
Would
Alright,
that
so-
go on DCP letterhead? Sorry.
No, it can't go on DC. You're just gonna put on top, state elevator work and maintenance board, whatever the correct title is for the board.
Okay. I'm just checking because he had asked for it to go on DCP letterhead. So you let me know.
No,
Okay,
it
we'll
goes
make
up,
that.
you create their letterhead and
Alright.
450 Columbus Boulevard.
Alright.
And chairperson John DeRosa,
Okay.
et cetera.
Okay, so what if
Before it
I
happens.
can I, Richard, can I send this as written and then you can put Karen on it?
Yeah, we will. Yeah,
All right, okay, 1 second. And Karen, you can forward it to,
we'll forward the draft to all members just before we send it out.
okay.
There's one more in there.
Hey, John, you're on mute.
Okay,
There you go.
okay, Karen, you will have that, within a few minutes. Then, we'd like to get that done. Richard will revamp it a little bit there. Are we okay with that? We want to vote on the board? We need to vote on that?
Well, you should vote that everybody on the board is in support of the change as requested by the Consumer Product Safety Commission.
Okay, do we have a motion?
Sure. I'll make a motion, Peter, that the draft letter is sent to the appropriate parties.
Second?
I'll second it. Todd Johnston.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
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 And the person that made the motion, because all I see is the phone number, was that, who was? I have
Yeah,
two
Peter
phone
Blues.
numbers. Okay, thank you.
Okay, new business. We have I do have something. I'm sorry, did you guys get a resignation letter from Mike Griffin? Department?
I don't think we have received one. No.
All right, I got a letter from him, but it's like, I'm gonna have to check with him, okay? And if there's a resignation, it should go to Richard Herbert or Karen.
Well, really should go to the governor's office and CC myself and Karen. And the board, you know.
All right, I'm a little, it's a little convoluted, and it's a little personal to me. Thank
Well,
you, a couple other things, so I'll talk to him and see what he wants to do, or if he wants to stay or not, but.
Yeah.
Got some correspondence, is that okay? And can I just direct him to someone, like he'll write something to you guys and you'll tell him if he wants to resign, that procedure, is that okay?
Yep.
All right.
And Jill Leclerc appears to be on the attendees. Karen, weren't you gonna? put
Right,
him
he
on?
did come back. Yep. So did you want to, let me know at one point, and at what point you want to, speak with
And what's
him?
he
Did you
here
want me to-
for? I mean, we should have comments or concerns from anybody present today that should have been brought up.
I did
He-
bring it up.
He was off
So-
for a few minutes.
All right,
That's
well,
why-
maybe now's the time, to bring him back in.
Okay, he's on.
Jill, you just have to unmute your mic so you can talk.
I don't know if he can, wasn't there a special code you put in if someone's on a phone or something?
He's not on the phone though.
Yeah,
He
he's
just
doing
has
it
to.
Okay, his time's up. Okay,
Can you hear us?
Okay, I finally
Yeah.
got myself unmuted.
There you
Oh,
go.
there he is. Okay.
Aaron Lehman?
Email that paper.
Yeah. Yes.
We can hear you.
Okay, I don't have any comments for the board. I was just attending the meeting for informational purposes.
Okay. Thank you.
Added to the agenda, some correspondence that went to us on bill number 6100. It is, I don't even know how big this is, but I didn't review it yet. But Richard has some insight, or he sent it to us. He must have some insight.
Well, but it appears that when you do residential work, it has to be a written contract or the contract is not enforceable. And the other thing that it has within this bill is that you got to have a 3-day right to cancel clause. And this has been brought up numerous times over the years. And this time it went through without anybody reviewing it with me. And they still didn't address the issue of what do you do when someone needs a service call? If they might not get paid for that service call if it's not a written contract and they didn't give the homeowner a 3-day right to cancel before they started their work. And I just think that's problematic. And I gave an example of what California had to do. So Leslie O'Brien, our legislative liaison, sent me an email yesterday saying that she'll work with me and work with the boards on trying to come up with regulations for clarification. I'm not an attorney, but one thing that I noted in my email is that it appears we can't do regulations other than as it pertains to changes to an existing written contract. So, it's deeper than my knowledge, but there are times in our industry when the economy is, you're doing 80% service call work and 20% new work, and you can't always do a 3-day right to cancel clause because if people have something that doesn't work and they need it fixed right away. So, that's across the board with all the trades. So you have to read it a few times and maybe Leslie can appear before each board because the written contract provision becomes effective January 1st of 22. So I just think it could be problematic for people that don't want to pay their bills. They're gonna, if they pick up on it, if they feel that your service call was a little pricey and they start looking into the law or go to an attorney or whatever, the attorney's gonna say, wow, they didn't give you something in writing prior to doing the service call, and you didn't have a 3-day right to cancel clause, so it's not enforceable.
And if the work is only 2 hours, how are they gonna give the 3-day cancellation clause?
Well, it's not how long the work is that they have 3 days to change their mind before you commence your work. So, and so there's no provision to allow a contractor to do the work immediately because it needs to be done. So,
Yeah, right, I get it.
If I can chime in as well, Richard, you're absolutely right. When I saw this, I was amazed that this would go through. There are situations where, you need a plumber, you need it done quickly. But more importantly, especially as it relates to home elevators, if you've got a person whose elevator isn't working, this could be a real life or death situation where they can't move out their house or get out of their house if they can't get a service call. And you're going to run into problems, with people not wanting to come and do service calls on an emergency basis if they have to do a contract or wait 3 days. So I was shocked that this would go through without any opposition or really a forethought as to the real consequences here.
so what I thought we could do is on the next agenda, invite Leslie O'Brien to discuss this matter with her. And but it's something that needs to be acted on pretty quick because written contracts and 3-day right to cancel clause has been in Home Improvement Act for doing home improvement work, people fixing your windows, doors, or adding on a deck or what have you for years. And there's been numerous cases, and in fact, I've been to court back in the 80s and stuff where the judge ruled, hey, no written contract, you don't get paid, period. Or no 3-day right to cancel clause, you don't get paid, even though the contractor has dropped off material and actually performed work. So it could be a big problem with certain judges when the way this is written, it says if it's not in writing and it doesn't meet all the criteria, it's not a contract. It's void. So
right, and that was, I think the reason for that was because there were a number of incidences where you had unscrupulous home improvement contractors who were taking advantage of people, and the exemptions to that were for the licensed trades because these people have gone through, they've secured their licenses, and usually you don't run into the same situations that you do with or that they were running into with the home improvement contractor. So I understand and I support it with respect to home improvement, but when it comes to the tradesmen, especially when you've got a life and death situation where these people need these trades, I think something needs to be done about this.
Well, there's no substitute for education the hard way. I mean, most service calls do not enter into a large dollar category, but when they are going to enter into a large dollar category, for example, you go to an elevator call and you start looking around and you see that maybe it was a lightning hit and you needed boards and you needed this, that, and the other thing. At least what we do here is we do write up a proposal and put it in the form of a contract and ask for a deposit. There's no substitute for that kind of cautious business practice. And unfortunately, some of these people learn the hard way. You can't regulate every single thing. You can't make a contract for every single thing. The small dollar items, yep, you take it on the chin occasionally, but eventually it comes back to you. So I don't know that you can simply put in writing everything that you do as a business.
Yeah, no, and I agree, Sean. My concern is you go to one of these calls and you put it in writing, which is makes absolute sense. But now you got to wait 3 days before you can perform that service, technically, or you don't have the right to collect on it.
Well, usually when you're doing a large dollar thing, I shouldn't say usually, there's a significant chance that on a large dollar item thing, you've got to order the parts anyway.
Mhm.
And that takes at least 3 days. Or you can say, we're not going to start this for 3 days because of this clause.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not in favor of this regulation and requiring, I think it makes good business sense to always enter into contracts, but having the restriction of 3-day right of changing your mind and then not being able to collect if you don't do that, I think it's going to impede people's ability to get work done in a timely
Yep.
manner.
Mr. Chairman, it's not merely an inconvenience for the homeowner if the elevator is shut down. There may be an entrapment and it may require immediate response either by the elevator company and or first responders. So it truly is a life safety situation, as another board member has mentioned a few moments ago. So this really needs resolution, and I agree with Richard's summary that this is going to lead to some significant problems if it's not clarified properly.
Paul, I agree with you. You're absolutely right about the life safety deal. I mean, if you get a call where there's someone entrapped in an elevator, of course, you're going to go ahead, take care of that. And yeah, you may take it on the chin if they don't pay for that, but you're probably not going to spend several days there. It's kind of like, and this is the first time I'm ever going to compare this to a medical thing, because we're not servicing medical equipment, but we do have the same responsibility as, say, an emergency. If you come in an emergency room as a result of a car accident or some other major trauma, no one is going to refuse you aid, and you may not get paid for it, but you do have a moral obligation to perform a rescue or whatever it is when it comes in. And that's just kind of the nature of the business.
Yep. Sean, I would agree with you about the moral obligation because you and I stand together on that. However, when laws are written and regulations are written, I think we have to write them with the lowest common denominator in mind. And what if you and I are the only two contractors that are willing to go out in that situation and all the others say, sorry, we can't help you because we got to wait 3 days and you got to sign a contract and give a deposit. So I think that if this is allowed to stand as is, there will be problems.
Okay. Thanks for bringing that to our attention, Richard. And then there was some other changes in here that did have to do with us. I just skimmed them. I think something with a felony and a few other things, but nothing dramatic. And I'll read that and give a full report. Also, legislatively this year, I believe a bill was out to try to create a residential platform lift license that did not pass. Also, I'll call it a reciprocity bill for all the trades. That did not pass. 393 got carved out. I'm assuming because all the safety hazards involved with electricians and plumbers and elevator constructors, and that did not go through. The 393 was carved out of that bill. So that was a big thing. Third-party inspectors did not go through, so they're staying with, the state inspectors, which are beholden to nobody when they make a decision. That was important. So that reciprocity bill, I having just 393 cut out, and there's a lot of other fields that are in that. I think it was due to the safety concerns with everyone. So, okay, what else do we got, guys? I don't even know where my agenda ended up. I threw it away, I think. Hold on. Okay. applications are requested for the board, because I know there was really some concerns and some people are a little aggravated about applications. Remember, this board had an agreement for a few years. Everyone's seen the agreement. If it didn't have a gold seal, they didn't train through a Connecticut apprenticeship program working directly under an R2 and R1 in Connecticut, that we were to review the applications. The DCP stopped doing that probably in 2019. You've asked many times for us to have two people go in and review the applications and accept or reject them with DOL. I think DOL does that in DCP, but they refuse to do that. So I don't know what, it's up to the board. I don't know. I requested that applications, we can review the applications that were already approved now, right? So in January, to see what was happening with it. And Karen, you responded back that you do have them available.
Right, did you, you also,
Hello? I lost you.
Yeah, she seems frozen.
He is frozen. So, well, listen, do you want to do like two of us? And I don't know how much time you have now under this Zoom thing. It's very difficult. Do you want us to pick two people and do this Monday instead of the whole board? Because this may be getting a little touchy, you know, I don't know how you guys are reviewing something online. Karen, do you have those applications and stuff?
yes, you froze for a minute, so I do have the list, and I can do that on, on screen share if you'd like. I just want to make sure everybody got the list of the 6 applications. Did everybody get that? Not I didn't send over the applications themselves via email. I just sent a list. And yes, I do have the applications available for you guys to look at via screen share. There were 3 applications. There were 6 applications altogether. The R2s did have DOL letters. They went through the union. So that's just an application and the DOL letters. So there are not any R2s that were approved under equivalent experience and training. What's the other 3 are R1s that, they got approved. So.
Okay, so, and I think we can get into a little bit of this. Let me see if you have.
She
All
could
right.
Karen could screen share the R1 applications one at a time so you can take a look at them first, just to get a flavor of what they are.
Oh, okay, but like I said, the board may want to just have 2 of us do this like on Monday and spend some time with it. It's up to the board. Sometimes that little quick subcommittee and reports back to the board.
Do you want to have a Zoom meeting again on Monday, you mean? Or do you want to come to the office?
Could we come, 2 of us come to the office so we can like look at them?
Well, on Monday, I'm going to be in the office. So Karen can take copies of everything, but I'll have my computer as well. And just put a file folder on my desk. Are you going back in the office this week, Karen?
I may, but I am out next week, so I won't be there.
Well, that's all right, because they're in the computer. So if they're not printed off, unless Terry's in there, and she could print off the R1 application, the R2 application for each, the 3 individuals.
I have them printed out already. I could leave them with you when I go in tomorrow.
If you're going in tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll figure out how to do it.
No,
I have to go in Monday for a meeting with the deputy commissioner at 10 o'clock. So if 2 people want to come in at 8 o'clock in the morning, then that would be fine with me. And I'll just meet you at the guard entrance there at the plaza level, and you could take a look at the applications.
Paul, would you do that with me?
I am available for 8 o'clock Monday morning. Yes, Mr. Chairman.
And then we will report to the board. So is it okay if the board, if we do, are you guys okay with that with a motion? that way, because sometimes looking at applications, I've been through this Zoom stuff so much, it's, you're not, you have to absorb a little bit of it. That's my, but what do you think, guys?
I'm in favor of the two of you looking at it and reporting
Yeah.
back.
And I'm fine with it also.
And the other thing to know, no board member is going to be making any decision on anything. It's just for whatever board members want to show up to at least view with the documents associated to each applicant's approval.
Okay, so then other people can join if they want, you're saying?
Yeah, as long as they don't end up with a quorum of the board members. So far, we only have 2 people on the
And
board.
3 would be fine?
How many are there total, Karen, appointed? I forgot. I don't have my thing.
8?
Well, there's 7 because we have a vacancy. So I think we go with 7 because there's 7.
So you can't have more than 3 people.
All right, so if someone else wants to join, that'd be fine.
If not, then it sounds like it's just gonna be John and Paul Farnsworth I'll be looking for downstairs.
Yep, someone else want to join? No?
I mean, I can if you want me to, but if you feel that just the 2 of you is good enough, then I won't.
Okay, but we will report quickly, or with email to the board on our findings, okay?
Yeah, and it
Sounds good to
doesn't,
me.
yeah, and it doesn't mean that all the board members, if we choose to do so, we could still bring it up on Zoom at the next meeting, or we can make other arrangements, because as of July 1st, we're gonna start going into the office a little bit more. But as it turns out, the 28th, Monday, I have to go in the office for a meeting with the deputy for 10. So we'll have at least an hour and a half or so to let you guys review them, which should be sufficient for those.
Okay, I had found one more. Kenneth Leon. So Karen, that would be Leon. And
What do you mean found one that was approved or?
yep, hold on.
when
Well,
was
maybe
that?
not during that time frame.
This says 5/22/21.
All right, hang on. And what's the person's first name?
Leon. Oh, wait, wait a minute.
Leon?
Kenneth Leon, I'm sorry, Kenneth. Last name is Leon.
Okay, so that application date was 11/20 of 2020. Effective date was 11/22, or no, I'm sorry, effective date, he got license on 5/22/21.
Right.
Hang on 1 minute. So that was a different application date range. So he has an R2. And he was a licensed elevator mechanic in the state of New Jersey. And hang on.
We would just, yeah, that's why I didn't want to keep going over these applications with the whole
Okay, so
board.
yeah,
because
we'll just, what I'll do is I'll add this guy. Let me email myself. For
Yeah,
Karen.
I'm not sure why he's not on that report.
Well, it came in at a different take. He came in last year. In November of last year.
Oh, so it's only pulling from, application date 11/20. So it's only.
Right,
pulling
that's what John's email was, so.
Oh, so
if you
I
could-
have dates,
you
I
know-
have dates when it's active, so that's where I was confused. But we
If you, so Karen, maybe you could print off that guy, all that guy's stuff too.
Yep.
That was sent back several times before he ever got approved. All right,
Okay, okay, application report. That's any more comments? comments?
Not from me.
Okay, then I guess if there's no other business, we can adjourn. But we will get that letter out, Karen. It's emailed to you already.
Yeah.
And then we'll fix it up and I'll just pop it. We can pop it to all the board members.
I will do that.
And that's the email that's going to the governor's office and Darren
Right.
Hopkins.
Yeah, you're gonna redirect, we wanted to redirect it to DIS and just see Tim Murphy
All
and
right.
the governor.
All right. So Karen can work on that tomorrow or whatever, and I'll patch it up or whatever, and then email all you guys a copy of the draft, the final draft, and see if you all approve quickly by email, and then we can send it out.
That's great.
Right, Karen? Is that okay?
Yeah,
I don't want to step on your toes.
you don't. I'm going to forward it to you right now. Yep.
Okay. So I need a motion to adjourn.
This is Todd Johnston. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll
Okay,
second that. Peter Kalouzian.
glad to see everyone. Before we adjourn, it's glad to see everyone and everyone looks healthy. It's great. It's been quite a year and a half, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
It has.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. I'm
Okay,
gonna
have a
stop
great day,
it.
everyone.
I know.
Take care now. Bye.